Have you ever lost track of time while using your phone? Maybe you just wanted to check a few messages, and suddenly an hour has passed. It happens to all of us. Our phones are useful, even comforting, but sometimes what feels harmless can become quietly dangerous. Today's story is not just another warning. It's a real-life wake-up call. A 70-year-old woman was found in her living room after spending almost 48 hours using her smartphone without rest. She was alone, watching videos, scrolling through news, and replying to messages late into the night. According to reports, she barely slept. She forgot to eat. Her eyes were glued to the screen for nearly 2 days straight, until her body couldn't take it anymore. She never woke up. The doctors believe it was a combination of exhaustion, dehydration, and stress on her heart, all made worse by nonstop screen use. It's a heartbreaking reminder that technology, if used without care, can harm us, especially as we age. Now let's be clear. The phone itself didn't kill her, but the way she used it, without rest, without balance, slowly pushed her body past its limit. And here's the truth many people don't want to hear. This could happen to anyone. That's why this video isn't about fear, it's about awareness. It's about learning to spot the quiet signs your brain and body are sending you. Signs that it's time to take a break. Because the early warnings are often so small, we ignore them. A little eye strain, a stiff neck, a restless night. You feel a bit more anxious, a bit more tired. You stop going outside. You talk less to people around you. And before you know it, the phone is your closest companion, and your mind is worn out. Today, we'll gently walk through 7 warning signs that your phone might be taking more from you than it's giving. Signs that your brain is overwhelmed, that your eyes need rest, that your heart and your nerves are silently asking you to slow down. This isn't just for people who are addicted to their phones. It's for anyone who uses their phone often, especially seniors. Because as we get older, our body becomes more sensitive to light, stress, and irregular sleep. And the habits that didn't seem harmful before can affect us more deeply now. So if you've ever felt off after using your phone for too long, you are not alone, and it's not in your head. Stay with us. What you hear today might just help you sleep better, think clearer, and maybe even protect your life. Let's begin. Let's start with the first and most common warning sign. 1. Eye strain and vision fatigue. It might not seem like a big deal at first. Maybe your eyes just feel a little dry or a little tired. You blink a few times and think, it's just age. But what many people don't realize is that prolonged screen use can quietly wear down your vision, even faster than normal aging would. Think about it. Most smartphones today are designed with bright screens, tiny text, and rapid movement. Videos, messages, pop-ups, flashing ads begin them. Your eyes are constantly jumping from one thing to another. Now imagine doing that for hours. This is what happened to the woman in our story. For almost 2 full days, she stared at her phone without giving her eyes the break they needed. By the end, her vision was blurry, her eyes were red, but she pushed through it, telling herself it was nothing serious. She didn't know her body was giving her the first red flag. Doctors call this digital eye strain, and it's very real. If you've ever experienced dry or itchy eyes, blurry vision, headaches behind the eyes, difficulty focusing after using your phone, a feeling like your eyes are burning or tired, then your body is already telling you, I need rest. And for seniors, this sign is even more important. As we age, our tear production slows down, making our eyes more vulnerable to dryness and irritation. Our lenses also become less flexible, which makes focusing on small or fast-moving images harder. All of this means that extended screen time isn't just tiring, it can actually accelerate vision problems. But here's the good news. This is one of the easiest signs to spot and one of the easiest to fix. Let's talk about a few small things you can do starting today. Follow the 20-20-20 rule. Every 20 minutes, look at something 20 feet away for at least 20 seconds. It's like a mini workout for your eyes, and it helps reset your focus. Increase text size. Make the font larger on your phone. Don't strain to read tiny letters. Your phone is a tool. Let it work for you, not against you. Use night mode or blue light filter. These settings reduce the harsh brightness and make the screen easier on your eyes, especially in the evening. Take screen-free breaks. Even a 5-minute break every hour can do wonders. Walk outside, stretch, close your eyes. Let them rest. You don't need to earn rest. Your eyes need it to serve you better. Listen instead of staring. Try using voice messages, audiobooks, or podcasts instead of reading on screen all the time. Let your ears give your eyes a break. Remember, your eyes are not machines. They're delicate, living parts of you. And just like any part of the body, they need care and attention. The woman in our story didn't ignore this sign out of stubbornness. She simply didn't know it mattered. She thought a little eye strain was normal, just part of life. But those small signs can be the body's gentle way of saying, slow down, let me breathe. So if your eyes feel sore or foggy after using your phone, don't push through. Don't wait for it to get worse. Listen now, rest now. Protect your vision before it becomes something you can't undo. Up next, we'll explore another subtle but serious sign your phone may be overworking more than just your eyes. Your neck, shoulders, and hands. Stay with us. Let's move on to the second warning sign. It doesn't come from your eyes this time, but from your neck, shoulders, and hands. 2. Pain in the neck, shoulders, or hands. Have you ever noticed that after a while on your phone, you start shifting in your seat, rolling your shoulders, or stretching your neck? Maybe you've even felt a dull ache in your fingers or wrist, like your hand just wants a break. That's no coincidence. It's your body trying to speak to you. Experts call it tech neck, the pain and stiffness that comes from looking down at a phone or tablet for too long. When you tilt your head forward, even just 30 degrees, it puts extra weight on your neck muscles, like carrying a small child around your shoulders all day. Imagine doing that for hours every day, and it's not just the neck. Holding your phone in one position too long, especially with one hand, can cause soreness in your fingers, wrists, and even elbows. Many older adults report feeling numbness, tingling, or sharp pain in their thumbs after prolonged phone use. Doctors even have a name for this: texting thumb or smartphone hand. The woman in our story didn't think much of these aches. She rubbed her shoulders, cracked her neck, and kept scrolling. She didn't realize that her body was slowly tightening, her circulation was slowing, and her posture was becoming more strained with every hour. You don't have to be addicted to your phone to feel this. Even just 2 to 3 hours a day of looking down at a screen can create long-term tension if there are no breaks. So what can you do? Change your posture. Often try not to stay in one position too long. If you've been sitting, stand up. If you're holding the phone low, lift it to eye level now and then. Use voice assistants or stands. Instead of tapping and typing, try speaking to your phone using voice commands. Or place your phone on a stand or holder to avoid bending your neck. Do gentle stretches every hour. Simple shoulder rolls, neck tilts, and wrist stretches can relax your muscles and improve blood flow. It only takes 2 to 3 minutes. Switch hands. If you always use the same hand to hold or scroll, switch it up. Give each side of your body a chance to rest. Your body holds you up every day. Let's treat it with the care it deserves. Don't ignore that tight feeling in your shoulders or the way your fingers cramp after texting. They may seem small now, but over time, those aches can turn into chronic pain. So next time you feel discomfort while on your phone, don't just shift your weight and keep going. Put it down, move, breathe, stretch. You deserve to feel comfortable in your own body. In the next section, we'll talk about something that affects millions of people, but especially older adults. And it often begins quietly: trouble sleeping. Let's take a closer look in warning sign number 3. Now let's talk about one of the most common and most overlooked warning signs: trouble sleeping. If you've ever found yourself lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, unable to fall asleep, or if you wake up in the middle of the night feeling restless and tired, your phone might be part of the reason why. We often think of phones as harmless nighttime companions. Just a quick scroll before bed. Maybe you're watching a video, reading the news, or replying to a message from a loved one. But what feels like a relaxing habit may actually be confusing your brain. Our brains are wired to follow natural rhythms. Light means wake up. Darkness means time to sleep. But phone screens, especially at night, send a different message. The blue light coming from your screen tells your brain it's still daytime. It blocks the production of melatonin, the hormone that helps you feel sleepy. So even if you're physically tired, your brain might still be wide awake. That's exactly what happened to the woman in our story. She stayed up late with her phone night after night, thinking it was helping her pass the time. But in reality, it was keeping her awake longer, lowering the quality of her sleep, and exhausting her body more with each passing hour. When we don't sleep well, everything else becomes harder. Our memory weakens, our mood changes, our immune system gets weaker. And for older adults, poor sleep is linked to a higher risk of heart problems, confusion, and even falls. But here's the good news. You can fix this. And it starts with just one simple habit. Try putting your phone away at least 1 hour before bedtime. Let your body wind down without bright screens or mental noise. You can listen to calm music, read a printed book, pray, journal, or just sit quietly and breathe. This helps your brain return to its natural sleep rhythm. If you use your phone as an alarm clock, try switching to a regular bedside clock. And if you like listening to something as you fall asleep, use audio only. No screen, no tapping, no scrolling. Many people say that just 2 or 3 nights of better sleep changed everything. Their energy, their mood, even their pain levels. You deserve real rest. Not the kind that comes after hours of fighting your phone, but the deep, healing rest that comes when your mind and body feel safe, quiet, and calm. So if sleep has become harder lately, don't ignore it. It may not be age, it might be your screen. Coming up next, we'll look at a very different kind of sign. It's not physical, it's emotional. What happens when your phone starts to make you feel anxious, uneasy, or even sad, and you're not sure why? Let's explore that in warning sign number 4. In the last section, we talked about how screens can disturb your sleep. But what about when you're not on your phone, and yet you still feel uneasy? That brings us to the 4th warning sign, feeling anxious, restless, or uncomfortable when your phone isn't nearby. Have you ever walked into another room, then quickly gone back because you forgot your phone? Or maybe you were out with a friend and realized your phone battery was low, and suddenly you felt a bit nervous? You're not alone. Many older adults describe this quiet discomfort, even panic, when they're separated from their phone, even for just a little while. And it's not just about missing a call. Sometimes it's the feeling of not being connected that creates stress. In fact, researchers have a name for this now. It's called nomophobia, the fear of being without your mobile phone. This doesn't mean you're addicted, but it could mean your brain has started depending on the phone for a sense of security, routine, or even comfort. The problem is, when that connection becomes too strong, we start to feel uncomfortable without it, even when nothing urgent is happening. And here's the danger. That low-level anxiety can build up slowly, making it harder to relax, harder to enjoy quiet moments, and harder to feel fully present, even during peaceful activities like walking, gardening, or having tea with a friend. The woman in our story experienced this too. Even when she tried to put her phone down, she found herself picking it up again within minutes, just in case, just to check, just to make sure she didn't miss anything. What she didn't realize was that her mind never truly rested. She was always on alert, and that quiet stress added up. So how do we deal with this? The first step is simply to notice it. If you feel a little anxious when you're away from your phone, pause. Take a slow breath. Ask yourself, is there something I'm afraid of missing? Or am I just used to holding it all the time? Start small. Create little phone-free windows during your day. It could be 10 minutes during breakfast, or 30 minutes while you water your plants or take a short walk. Let those moments grow. In time, you'll notice your mind feels calmer, and you'll realize you're not missing as much as you feared. You are still connected to life, even when your phone isn't in your hand. It's okay to enjoy technology, but you don't need to be tied to it. Up next, we'll look at a habit many of us do without even thinking, constantly checking our phone, even when there are no messages, no sounds, and no reason. Let's take a closer look in warning sign number 5. Let's move on to the 5th warning sign. It's something many people don't even realize they're doing. Constantly checking your phone, even when it hasn't made a sound. You're sitting quietly with a cup of tea, and your hand reaches for the phone. You're watching TV, and you still glance at the screen. You just checked it 2 minutes ago, but you check again, just in case. Sound familiar? This habit is so common that it almost feels normal, but it's a quiet signal from your brain. It's becoming too dependent on stimulation. Even without new messages, notifications, or calls, your mind is looking for something, a distraction, a little reward, a moment of connection. But instead, what you get is more clutter in your thoughts and less peace. The woman in our story did this too. She didn't realize how often she was reaching for her phone. It became automatic, like blinking. Whenever there was a pause, a quiet moment, or a bit of boredom, her hand would go straight to the screen. Sometimes she didn't even remember why she picked it up. That's because this habit works just like muscle memory. Your brain gets used to the motion and begins to crave it. But here's the problem. Constantly checking your phone trains your mind to expect constant input. That can make it harder to focus, harder to feel calm, and harder to enjoy slower, quieter parts of life, like reading, resting, or simply sitting in the garden. So how do we break this cycle? The first step is to become aware of it. Pay attention to those little moments. Ask yourself, why am I picking this up right now? Is it because something needs your attention? Or just because you're used to holding it? Next, give your hands something else to do. Try a short walk, a stretch, holding a warm cup, flipping through a photo album, or even knitting or journaling. Simple, gentle activities can fill that space without overwhelming your mind. And if you find yourself checking your phone out of habit, try placing it in another room for 30 minutes, or turn it face down on the table. Start with small steps. The goal isn't to give up your phone, it's to reclaim your focus. To teach your brain that it doesn't need to be on alert all the time. When you check your phone less, you might be surprised at how much more you notice around you. The sound of birds, the warmth of sunlight, or even just your own thoughts slowly returning. Coming up next, we'll explore a sign that's harder to see, but deeply felt. When your phone begins to come between you and the people right in front of you, let's talk about that in warning sign number 6. Now let's talk about something a little deeper. Something many of us don't even notice until it's already happening. When your phone starts coming between you and the people right in front of you. Have you ever been with a friend or a family member, but your mind was somewhere else, focused on your phone? Maybe your grandchild was telling you a story, but you were checking a message. Maybe your spouse was making tea, and you didn't look up from the screen to say thank you. Or perhaps a friend visited, but your attention was split between their voice and your newsfeed. It might feel small in the moment, harmless. But over time, these moments add up, and something important begins to fade. That's what happened to the woman in our story. She loved her family deeply. She enjoyed hearing from them through messages, videos, even photos. But slowly, those digital moments started replacing the real ones. She spent less time calling, less time chatting face-to-face, and more time simply checking in online. She didn't mean to disconnect, but she did. This is something experts now call phubbing, phone snubbing. It means we unintentionally ignore the people around us because we're focused on a device. And while it might seem harmless, it can leave others feeling unseen, unimportant, or pushed aside. For older adults, this matters even more. Real human connection is one of the most powerful protectors of mental and emotional health. Talking, laughing, listening, holding someone's hand, these are the things that keep our hearts open and our minds sharp. And yet, when the phone becomes the center of our attention, we start missing those little moments of connection that matter most. So what can we do? Start by creating phone-free zones. No phones at the dinner table. No phones during coffee chats. Turn the phone face down when someone is speaking to you. Show them they matter. Try setting aside certain hours of the day to call or visit a loved one in person, or write a letter, or invite a friend over for a walk. Let your phone be a tool, not a barrier. Because at the end of the day, it's not the likes or comments that truly stay with us. It's the laughter, the eye contact, the warmth of real presence. If your phone is starting to take you away from these real-life moments, don't feel guilty. Just pause and gently come back. You can always check your phone later, but the moment in front of you, that only happens once. Next, we'll look at the final sign, and perhaps the most emotional one. When your phone leaves you feeling worse, not better. I'm tired, stressed, or even sad. Let's explore that in warning sign number 7. We've now come to the final sign, and it may be the most important one of all, because it's not always visible, but it's deeply felt. How do you feel after you've been on your phone for a while? Not during, not while scrolling or clicking, but after you put it down. Do you feel refreshed or do you feel tired? Do you feel more peaceful or a little more anxious? Do you feel uplifted or strangely sad? If you've ever noticed that using your phone leaves you feeling drained, restless, or even down, this is a sign your brain and emotions are being overloaded. That's exactly what happened with the woman in our story. She turned to her phone to feel connected, to stay busy, to pass the time. But the more she scrolled, the more tired she felt. News stories made her worry. Social media left her comparing her life to others. She couldn't explain it, but each time she set the phone down, she felt a little heavier than before. This happens to more people than you might think, especially older adults. The reason is simple. Our brains weren't made to take in this much information this fast. News, messages, photos, videos, opinions, all rushing in all at once. And when we absorb more than we can emotionally process, it turns into silent stress. Sometimes that stress shows up as irritability. Sometimes it becomes sadness. Other times it just feels like mental fog, like you're thinking slower, reacting slower, feeling less joy in everyday things. But here's the key. Your phone should serve you, not drain you. So what can you do? First, take a moment after using your phone to ask, how do I feel right now? Even a simple check-in like that can help you notice the patterns. Next, be intentional about what you allow in. Choose apps and content that uplift you, not stress you. Limit news intake to once a day and avoid it at night. Don't be afraid to unfollow accounts that make you feel small, anxious, or overwhelmed. And most importantly, make space for the real world. Fresh air, gentle music, slow walks, conversations with people who truly care about you. These are the things that refill your heart. You are not meant to live through a screen. You are meant to live fully, deeply in the present. If your phone has been leaving you more tired than inspired, it may be time for a reset. Even small breaks can make a big difference. And now that we've looked at all 7 warning signs, let's take a moment to reflect and talk about what you can do starting today to protect your mind, your mood, and your well-being. Let's wrap it all up in the final message, coming next. So now you've heard them all, the 7 gentle warning signs that your phone might be doing more harm than good. Not because technology is bad, not because you have done something wrong, but simply because our minds and bodies, especially as we grow older, need more rest, more stillness, and more real-life connection than our phones were ever designed to give. Maybe you recognize one of the signs. Maybe you recognize them all. And maybe, like so many others, you didn't even realize how much your phone was quietly pulling from you, your energy, your focus, your sleep, your peace. But here's the beautiful truth. It's never too late to reset. You don't have to give up your phone. You just need to give yourself permission to pause. Take a break when your eyes feel tired. Stretch your neck. Let your hands rest. Put the phone down during meals. Listen more. Scroll less. Let silence be okay again. Let your thoughts breathe. Because every moment you spend disconnected from the screen is a moment you reconnect with yourself, with the world around you, with the people you love, with the calm that lives within you, once you slow down enough to feel it. If this message spoke to you today, we hope you'll take the next step. Maybe share this video with a friend who needs the same gentle reminder. Or better yet, watch it together and talk about it. And if you'd like more calm, thoughtful, and encouraging content just like this, please take a second to subscribe to our channel. We're here to walk with you, step by step, toward a more peaceful, present, and healthy life. Because your time, your mind, and your well-being are worth protecting. And we believe the best connection isn't through a screen, it's through the heart. Take care, and see you in the next video.